Hello, I'm Jimmy Gaspero, writer of the upcoming graphic novel Penny and the Yeti. I'm also one of the hosts of the comic book Yeti Cryptid Creator Corner, and we're going to talk maybe about that a little bit, but I'm really excited because this is Splash Pages.
Yeah.
Is the one obvious thing.
What's wrong with him? His girl just broke it off.
It's her father. He doesn't want her dating a zombie.
Why? What are they, demons?
She is predeceased.
An outsider?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're asking for trouble.
She broke my heart.
You're a zombie. Technically, you don't even have a heart.
After all of the great cinema that we brought to the world, and we still get no respect.
I don't know why he doesn't like me. I'm responsible. A full-time job.
You work at a haunted house in October.
I'm trying to be healthy. She's a vegan, so...
Wait, you're giving up meat?
Oh, come on.
What are you gonna do? Attack a farmer's market to try to impress her?
Now, if he was a vampire, you'd have a much better chance with her death.
Yeah, those pretty bastards.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
Hard? Man, I'm a zombie and I'm black.
Here we go.
I blame the educational system.
I blame the media.
I blame George Romero.
Oh. How could you be so disrespectful?
Coffee?
Zombies don't know much, but they do know good coffee. Deadly Grounds. It's coffee to die for, and zombie approved.
Who's George Romero?
Just have some coffee.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages, and my name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an amazing show scheduled for you, as always, and we're going to kick it on over to Jar Jar. How's it going, bud?
Here we are. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, and I am happy. We've got a really good show coming up, and Drew, why don't you introduce the man?
Thank you. Thank you,
myth.
Jar. I am glad that you're happy. I am also happy. So happiness aplenty instead of The Pursuit of Happiness, which was a movie. But yes, we have a fantastic guest on here. Absolutely excited. He has an upcoming project that we've had the pleasure of getting both sides of the proverbial coin for, which is awesome. He has his own podcast, so that's awesome because he understands the things that we go through every week with setting up shows and being on time and praying to God there's not a blackout. He's a parent, he's a creator, a podcaster, chasers of the cryptids, and other sort of weird things. And he's joining us here now. Wonderful. So everybody, the one, the only, Jimmy Gaspero.
Hi, everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
man.
being on, Jimmy.
But
Is it Jimmy, Jim, or what Jimmy, right? Just Jimmy?
Jimmy James,
Yeah.
Jimmy James.
Jimmy's fine.
Okay.
At work, at work. It's Jim. And yeah, it depends. Like I've been called. Usually, my wife can tell how people met me by what they call
Greet
me.
you as? Right.
Yeah. So like high school was Jim because I was trying to be older. Like all my life as a kid, my dad's Jim, so it's like Big Jim and Little Jimmy. And then at like high school, I'm like, well, I'm Jim now. So people from high school still call me Jim. And then in college, it was like Jim if you knew me casually, or my friends called me Jimmy. And then when I started doing comic book stuff, it was back to Jimmy because that's my close friends. That's what they call me. So Jimmy's fine, Jim.
Okay.
So,
all right, guys, you got it?
Yeah.
Are we good?
got it.
Okay, cool. Just
But not names.
No. No, that's the government name. Okay?
Yeah.
Government name, we stick to Jimmy here. Okay? Unless you're auditing him, okay? Relax. Okay, it's not April 14th yet.
Thank you.
To start, I just need to say again, Penny and the Yeti was fantastic. We got to read it. Thank you again. I was blown away at how deep it was. You know, because sometimes when you think kids graphic novels, you're thinking like they're lighter, you know, it's a sillier kind of thing. But you kind of are reminded that kids' books can also be deep and they touch on things, but kids are a lot more, as your character, they are more observant than you realize. People, I think, are always trying to shield kids. It's like, oh, we got to protect them. They can't know about that. They won't understand. I'm like, no, I think you're underestimating the depth of understanding and empathy children have. They realize so much more than you give credit for. So I just need to give you credit on that, man. That was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing. I think kids aren't given enough credit for the stuff that they can kind of understand. I've had a few friends that have shown it to their kids, and their kids all seem to like it and get it. Nobody's like, you know, adults have had a more, I guess, jarring response. Like from kids who have read it, because Amber's art is so whimsical and so cute, and kids, I feel they like really respond to that.
Right.
But I've had a couple of adults who told me I caused them, or we caused them emotional damage because the family has hit a little too close to home.
Oh wow! Well, it's funny because you know I kind of, there's one person whose opinion I definitely want in this. Like, Jar, you're a parent.
Yes.
You know, how did it rain? Like, how was it for you, buddy?
It's definitely good. I've gone through divorce and everything, and going through a lot of stuff, and it's difficult when you have children, and you do try to shield them from everything, and you can't. And it's very, very much. The book was great. Like I had tears in my eyes pretty much all the way through. I give you huge accolades. I've told other people about this book that when it drops, that you gotta get on this. Your kids.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, from Jar, who's a great parent, you know, as far as I could see. Again,
I don't know if I'm great.
Yeah, no. Well, hey, we talked about this. We talked about this. You care, so you're great, because there's some that don't. Okay, so stop it. I'll take that hat off, mister. Don't maybe put you in a timeout. Okay. But again, the thing I enjoyed, we talked about this pre-show, and I have to bring it up again, is I loved, and these two can say it, I'm the pop culture guy. So you popped in little pop culture references, like you mentioned exactly. I was like, are they parent trapping them? You know, I was like, and I said that to Amber when we had her on in February. I was like I saw that, and then that stupid, let's get together. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it. God damn this great product making me think about this. And then the early 2000s Lindsay Lohan remake. Son of a bitch. But the one that got me was and it was so subtle. Like it took me a second, and I caught it the second time I read it. Your miscongeniality. Like, oh, we had the perfect date, and then Yeti's like, oh, I mean, like April 25th. I was like, yes. Like,
yeah, Yeti has some weird pop culture knowledge, despite the things that Yeti doesn't know. I feel like, my parents are still around. I think my parents were great. But I feel like a lot of time, because my dad worked shift work, my mom worked a lot, and I feel like a good part of my life I was raised by television.
Yep.
I mean, that was, I feel like my personality. I watched, I have like a huge useless working knowledge of 80s and 90s television. And I'm like, well, if I can pop anything in there, I will. I mean, like in TV shows and also movies. I mean, I can probably still quote, most of Ghostbusters. And I can't remember the last time I watched it, but like, that just gun to my head, I can still do, like today at 1:40 p.m. in the main branch of the New York Public Library on 5th Avenue, 10 people witnessed a free-floating, full-torso vaporous apparition. It blew books off shelves from 20 feet away and scared the socks off some poor librarian. Like, it lives in me.
Yeah, no, totally, Jimmy. Everything you're saying is right. I'm just trying to position my camera so where I could just...
I see it.
Yep. I'm just, no, sorry.
Yeah.
My camera fell. Sorry. Just wanted to. I'm very excited, Ray. I want you to get down there immediately and look this over. Okay. It's funny you say this, Jimmy, because these two bespeckled gingers can back this up. Very much, I'm the pop culture guy to the point where even on the show's like, hey, Drew, what was the name of that person in that movie, that thing? And I was like, Christopher Walken. I'm like, oh, right, thank you. Or like literally, I'm there. If Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was still on, I would be there. Phone a friend.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
absolutely.
What was? Yeah, it was.
Or the Ultimate Universe in comic books.
Basically, if this was the Marvel Universe, I would be Mark Grunewald. I'm just the encyclopedia of everything. I was like, oh, what was the name of that? And I was like, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And they're like, oh, right, thank you. And then they're like, okay, good. Like, thanks, spell check. I'm like, you're welcome. Came far away from that paperclip. So, Jimmy, I get it. I'm basically of the similar way. Like, I believe Calvin said it best from Calvin Hobbes. I'm not dumb. I just have a command of thoroughly useless information.
Yeah. That's how I always was. And that's the stuff I love. And what's the point of making something if you can't take some of those influences that really meant something to you or that shaped your thoughts or who you are even a little bit? And look, sometimes it's overt, like the miscongeniality reference, or while writing this, I really got into The Bear. So
great show.
So, but also one of my favorite movies also as a kid was E.T. And and there's, I don't know if there's anything overt, but I think there's a little E.T. in this,
The hiding. The hiding of E.T. was very much, I was like, literally, if Yeti could fit on a basket, Penny would have been riding with that, which would have been great, but that bicycle would have broken, respectfully.
Right. So yeah, I all of those things. And it's funny because Amber's younger than me, but she loves pop culture and it's different. So between the two of us to be able to put those things in, I mean, I don't know if she talked, I can't remember if she talked about it when she was on with you guys, but like Adventure Time was something she loved and was a big influence for her. And Pokemon. So
now
and all of those
time, I can see it in the art. Like
so all of those things kind of sneak in one way or another.
Jimmy, trust me, we had her going. We asked her starter 6 for Pokemon, and she was like, I had been ready for this question my entire life. And she just went in, and I was just like, okay, there. Good. We struck that proverbial nerve, and it was like one of her first interviews. She was like, "I'm so nervous. Like, I'm excited, but I'm nervous." I was like, "You'll be fine. You'll be fine." Listen, if Cheryl and Miss Congeniality could do the whole thing with the fire sticks and the dancing, you're gonna do great. You know.
Yeah.
But
I recently asked Amber for we were talking about something. I said, you know what, I want to, because I was never really into like Pokemon. You know, I was older, wasn't like my thing. My kids got into it a little bit, and I recognized some of the characters. I did like that Detective Pikachu movie. I thought that was fun. But I recently asked Amber, I'm like, do you think just for fun, I mean, I'll pay you. I want a commission of like Yeti and a Snorlax just hanging on a beach. She's like, yes, this is what I've been dying to draw.
I bet it was glorious. Like I'm just seeing that, and I'm just like,
do you have that commission handy?
No, I don't. She hasn't done it yet. But
my god, yo, I follow you. I will repost the hell out of that.
Right
when you post, because guaranteed you're going to post it. The second I see that, I'm going to be like, he talked about this on the show. Here it is, and it's great. I'm so excited. This is a crossover I didn't know we needed. You know,
you guys from the
what's
same
needed
area?
on that
Oh,
scene?
sorry.
Oh no,
one at a time, guys.
Go ahead, Leo.
Go, Leo.
Drew, you know what's needed on that scene?
What?
In the background, like at the beach, little ninjas from the Yakuza.
Get out of here. This isn't Spider-Man Brand New Day. This isn't Brand New Pokemon. Get out of here. Like, get out of here with your you think everything is better if you throw in ninjas. Okay? Get your Matt Murdock shit out of the gutter, okay?
The Yakuza in the Pokemon story.
Okay, first thing first, okay, they're not called Yakuza, okay? They're called by a name, they're called by Team Rocket, okay? Okay? A criminal organization easily dismantled by a 13-year-old boy. Or girl, depending on if you're able to do that. I'll let you choose when Professor Oak asks the famous question. So, as you can tell, grew up with Pokemon, so know the basics. Stopped at Gold and Silver because I just like, I have to put my foot down, and I can't anymore. Like 150 was fine. They're like 300, 400. I'm like, I'm never going to catch them all, so I'm just going to stop.
It's impossible.
ADD, it does not allow me. But I will also say, Jimmy, another thing, like the adults, man, they were so like, because you know, sometimes like people, like I feel like when they're writing things, they make kids sound like adults. Like that's always been like like for instance, I love Home Alone, but I was like, Kevin does not talk like a kid. He talks like an adult, respectably, you know. So it like again, love the movie. Every Christmas, it's in my list. If I ever met Macaulay, I would 100% get him to sign it. But I was like, you know what? Sometimes certain people write kids like they're adults. Like it's like watching Heathers, Christian Slater. I was like, who in high school ever said greetings and salutations? Like, fuck off, respectfully. You know, so but like your kids were kids. And sorry.
Leo, that's not a good comparison.
Get out of here, Leo.
And Heathers.
Get out of here. But like you're like your adults were adults, and it wasn't just, oh hey, the parents like on play dates and whatnot, but mom and dad, you know, and like I think the moment that got me was, you know, when the kid's like, hey, could you not do this thing? And then you're like, yeah, and then like, do you promise? And I was like, yeah, man, like, you know, making the promises that you sometimes can't keep. I like it's like, and if I correct me if I'm wrong, but it was your daughter, right, who kind of helped inspire the idea for Penny and the Yeti, right?
Yeah, I have two kids, Charlotte and Penny, and yeah, I mean, this whole thing came about. I was putting Penny to bed like 4 years ago. She's 8 now, so she was 5 at the time,
right?
And when I was putting her to bed, we were talking about what she was going to do for the summer. And I just think it's funny when adults talk to kids like they are adults. Like, do you have any big plans for the summer, Penny? And we got to talking about a story idea. And she's like, they knew that I did stuff for Comic Book Yeti,
right?
And so she said, you should write a story, because they knew I was trying to write more. They'll see me there with my notebook, and she said, you should write a story about a Yeti. And I said, well, if Yeti's got to be in it, then Penny's got to be in it too. So we
Right.
came up with this idea. Most of it in its original form is in the graphic novel, but we called it like Yeti and the Big Stomp. Penny and Yeti go to a diner.
Right.
And yeah, I just wanted to kind of push myself to do more. All I had done was written shorts for anthologies. So the Yeti and the Big Stomp was the only art I had. And it was just about Penny and Yeti going to a diner. And I figured, like, what could I do to expand this story? And I kind of built an outline of a story around just those 4 pages and sent it to Amber. But yeah, Penny, you know, because everyone asks after reading it, they're like, "Are you guys okay?" Like, I'm like, it's not autobiographical. They're like, "You must really love Yetis." I'm like, I didn't plan this. I didn't set out to write Penny and the Yeti, you know, but it's just how it happened, and I'm happy it's here. So,
and correct me if correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't, and it's funny because I just reread it this morning, and my brain's like talking to you, but it's like doing like a little data scanning, and I was like, is there ever a moment where Yeti is eating ice cream? Because if there wasn't, what a Monsters Inc. reference. It would have been like snow cone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I don't think Yeti ever eats a snow cone.
Well,
but
Penny and the Yeti too, the big stomp. You know, the big stomping. I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, we're gonna break more of a ballet studio. Let me tell you that. No, man, it was just and it's fun. Like when you said that, you reminded me. Leo and Jeremy, I think I've told you this story where I got an idea for a kid's book because I'm trying to do something similar. I'm trying to break into that, and it's not that it's hard. I'm very busy and I just don't have the energy sometimes. But I was hanging with my nephew and we're reading Goodnight Batman. You know, that the Batman kids book. And
stories.
What happened, Jar?
Is that the 5-minute stories, or is it called Goodnight Batman?
I think it's the picture book.
Okay,
you know? Yeah. So I'm reading it to him, and I'm a huge Batman fan, and I can like do the Kevin Conroy voice. So I'm starting to read it in the voice, and I'm doing it, and he's loving it. And his godfather is in the other room, and he comes in to check, and he's got this face like, he's like, "Bro, what the hell? That was crazy. I thought he had the TV on." I'm like, "Yo, when did we put a TV in John's room? Like, I thought you were literally watching the cartoon." And I was like, "Man, I would love to write a Batman kids book." And then, like, by the time I left, I had an idea gestating in my brain. So it's like you said, it's the funniest places that you get ideas, and sometimes it's the simplest. But I agree with you also. Like people. Like it's whenever you're good, but the second you show anything that's of concern, people "Hey, are you okay?" Like you post one down Facebook status and then you get the "Are you all right? Are you okay? Do you need a hug? Here's the number." And I'm just like, whoa. Am I allowed a bad day? Like, come on. Like
I mean, yeah. But people have asked, like, is this like, you know, it's not autobiographical. I mean, there's certainly some things that I took, you know, from real life instances. Like I constantly get yelled at. Like there's one scene in particular where Fenton is trying to help more, and he asks Max, like, "Can I help?" And she's like, "You can help by getting out of the way." Now, that is taken directly from my real life because I can't stand in the kitchen. No matter where I stand, I am in the way. And so that was like, well, Fenton's going to have that. I'm going to give him that because I think that's, you know.
Was that the salad tongs debacle? Was that right?
No, I think it was when she was making something else. The tongs were that he didn't put them away in the right spot.
Right place. Yeah. Yeah.
See, that would be me because I'm the homemaker, and like you don't put the tongs over there in that drawer. What the hell are you doing? I would ruin my day.
I'm always the blasting loud music while I'm making it because my mind is always like the good music means you're enjoying, and that will transfer to the food, and it's always like the most ridiculous things. So my girl just come in and she'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "You know that dinner's going to taste great though. Like, you know that spaghetti is going to taste even better because it's made with love and the Backstreet Boys. Right. So, you know, don't judge." But Jar, I've done that too, where I'm like, "Excuse me, this is supposed to go in the drawer. We don't just throw it in there. There is a place for it," you know, or or if you're making French food, you have to yell Maurice the baguette's
I,
right.
I actually made pictures on the inside of all the cupboards to show exactly how everything should be placed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm a little OCD.
Hold on. Time out. Did you draw them or did you actually?
No. I took pictures.
You took,
and then I printed them out on the thing, and I was like, "This is how the cupboard should look when you leave it, unless you're taking an item from it."
You are so fortunate. Your beloved loves you to put up with this bullshit.
It was mainly for the children, but yes.
Well, I mean, I will say this, and this is not helping my argument that my wife and I are not Fenton and Maxine in the book, but my wife Sarah, she once put Post-its in the fridge because I kept putting like condiments and things on the wrong shelves. And so I opened the fridge one time and there were yellow Post-its everywhere, like ketchup goes here, pickles go here, olives go there. And I'm like, okay, well, this is great. This doesn't make me feel bad at all.
You know what's funny? You said that, and I imagined like she wrote ones or twos, and then on the shelves itself is one or two. Like that goes in in area 1. That goes in area 2. Why are they in 3s and 4 sections? I was like, excuse me, this is a refrigerator, okay, not a sorting bonanza. You need to relax. Respectfully, I'm going to need another
battles
drink.
When you're married.
Yeah, you have to choose the battles, right?
You do. You do.
I want to
crazy
fight?
you just accept? You're like, hey.
Do I want to fight? Do I want to run? It's like Pokemon. Do I want to fight or do I run away? I'm going to run away.
Yeah.
You can't run away.
The way, like, after fighting against it in terms of my relationship with my wife, after fighting against it, like, you know, what's the big deal? Like, I put it away. Does it matter that I put it away in the right spot? And like, my wife's a professional photographer, so she works a lot on the weekends, but she's home during the week editing.
Right.
And she does, you know, because I work later, so she does a lot of the, you know, our division of labor. She does a lot more of the cooking. I don't really cook, but I'll clean up.
Right.
But she put it a few years ago. She put it to me at one point. She goes, "What if I walked into your office and put back like your files in the wrong place?" And I'd be like, I would go insane. And she's like, "So put the fucking ketchup back where I want it to
go." You know, it's funny.
Agree. We're kindred spirits, me and your wife. Like, I agree so hardly with that.
You know, and it's funny. It's funny because you said that, and I immediately thought that Nick Cage vampire movie scene where he's yelling about the files. Like, how do you misspell? You have to put it in the right order. And you do the Nick Cage version of the alphabet with dramatic hand motions. So I'm just seeing you like A, B, C, D. I'm just like, I can't. But I kind of also in that regard, yes, in an office, you know, but I'm very much the person in my apartment that usually every weekend I'm just resetting everything. And my girl's like, why? And I'm like, babe, this is just an automatic reset. We just maintain homeostasis for another week. We allow the chaos to come in, flush it out, and then it comes back. This is the balance. And she's like, why are you this way? And I said, there's not enough therapy in the world to answer that. So let's just move on. So, I mean, there is, but I don't have the money for it right now. Respectfully. You know, respectfully. But I mean, again, the book comes out in April. You must be pumped. I mean, again, I'm just like Jar, and I'm sure Leo's done the same thing. I've been telling slew of people about it. Oh, where do I get it? Like, oh, it's not out yet. Papercutz, I'll send you the link and whatnot. So it's just one is, how do I say this? Are you planning for, like, if they say, oh, this is so really great, are you ready? Like, would you do another one? Would you do, like, do you have like a plan?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely. If it does well, and Amber, the same thing. Amber and I have talked about it. She's on board. If Papercutz wants a book too, we're ready to go. So yeah,
And it's so funny.
I have a plan, and if they don't like that, I'll come up with a new plan. But
right.
Yeah, I would love to do another one.
Right. And it's so funny because, you know, two other creators we know who are friends of the show, Art and Franco. It's Art Baltazar and Aurelia Franco. Yeah, they're great. They do a lot of Papercutz stuff, and I was like, is there like a Papercutz like room party where you all just we was like, hi, we're creative and we're also kids at heart. Let's talk about how great we are and how much we love each other's books and support and buy. And I was like, man, what a positive party that would be. And Jeremy and Leo, Art and Franco, they would live it up. Those two, they're so positive and kid-like. And then
Art's like a cartoon character too.
Yeah,
he's
like absolutely.
I love both of. I love both of their. I don't think I've ever met either of them, but I love the stuff that they do. I love the stuff that they put out for for Papercutz and Franco's done stuff for like DC as well.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful.
Oh yeah,
Really love
I will say this, Jimmy, if you get a chance, man, meet them. They're so cool, and they're the nicest people in the world, and they're so beautifully humored. But I agree with you, like Art is such a cartoon of a man. He just like, basically in another world, he would be a beatnik. That's the best way to describe him. And Franco, and it's so funny. I feel like Franco and Amber,
teacher of sorts, right?
Yeah, he was an art teacher for high school. So I know Amber is a teacher. So literally just the bonding, and then they're all pop culture people. So they're like the easiest people to talk to. So if you get a chance, my man, take it. They're the coolest.
I will. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, some of the Papercutz creators, the ones that I've talked to a few so far, and like I just love what I really do love what Papercutz has been doing the past couple of years. I talked to Adam Walenta recently, he's one of the senior editors there. He has Punk Taco that he made with his son. But like the new Steam Society books that they're doing, like Trevor Mueller's doing, are great. And now Papercutz is getting into. They have Disney stuff. They're also doing 2 Star Wars books that are coming out. With one, I think, is written by Greg Pak. One's written by Kevin Scott, and Christian Colbert is doing art on one. I think Brett Schoonover is doing art on the other.
Oh wow!
But yeah, just like incredible stuff that they have coming out. So
nice.
It's a good time to be in comics, huh? Like they've seemed more popular, especially with the younger kids, the young adult group. They actually seem to be interested in like anime and stuff like that. Like it's really nice to see. Like,
well, I actually have a theory about that. I think it's just because more than ever, like we need that escape. We need that. The world, let's just be honest here, the world kind of sucks right now. Like, I mean, it's always kind of had mediocre suckitude over time, but now it's kind of rough. So I feel like more and more we need that escape, that reminder that this metaphorical storm will eventually pass. It's taken a goddamn long time, but I think it's that. And so creative outlets, there's a reason our world kind of started with storytellers, and in some way it will end that way. But I mean, being creative is one of the best escapes and rewards for an individual, in my opinion. So yeah, Jimmy's just living the dream, man. He's like, I get to do podcasting, I get to write, I get books, still help out with the kids, and put my phone down once in a while. So I was like, okay, good,
Yeah. It's hard to believe sometimes. When I first thought that. It was 6 years ago. I mean, I never thought growing up that I was going to be a writer or that I was going to make a comic or do anything like that. It was 6 years ago. I thought, I read a lot of comics. Maybe I could try my hand at writing one. And now, to have this graphic novel is going to be out in less than 3 weeks. It's just wild to think that, like I actually said I was going to do something and then I did it. That doesn't happen for me often.
Now, are they having you do a promotion like cons and stuff yet?
Yeah, like a press tour kind of thing, like.
They Mad Cave is going to be at certain ones throughout the year, and they kind of say like, if you're going to be at any of them or you want to do something at one that you want to go to, let us know, and we'll try and set something up. So, Yeah, I mean, I go to Baltimore Comic-Con every year. I don't think they're going to be there this year, but I'm debating on whether or not I might try to go to New York this year. I'm thinking about doing that because I've never been to New York Comic-Con, so I'd like to go.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah, so
prepare yourself. Okay, I say this as someone who's been going on and off since like 2009. Like, it is a thing. So, I mean, go,
and that was
have fun, make a lot of money, meet a lot of cool people. There's a lot of nerd parents out there who would absolutely love that. If you go, I'll probably see you there. I'm kind of the ambassador here for New York. So if you're in Artist Alley, I'll definitely be stopping by. It's a great show, but it can be overwhelming. Like, you typically go to a con in Connecticut called Terrificon.
Sure.
Son.
Yeah, Egan's Son. Yeah.
Oh my God, Mitch Halleck puts on an amazing show, and it's very comic centric. I mean, they have celebrities and voice actors and everything, but it's very comic centric, like old school Comic Cons. It's so much fun, and like it's great. But New York is its own beast. Like,
that's what I've heard. Like, my brother and I we've been going to Baltimore for the past few years, and I think Baltimore is really comic centric, and it's a really fun show, and we've met a lot of people and got a lot of stuff signed and had a really great time. So
I've never been. Who was your best? Like, do you have like a best story? Like, oh, this was the greatest in Baltimore.
Oh yeah. My favorite. Well, two things. One is my brother is a big Greg Pak fan, and so he brought like the Hulk hands, and he was. I mean, this was like this was probably 6 or 7 years ago. One of the first times we ever went. So we're like in our late 30s. I'm probably 40 at the time, and my brother was like nervous about asking Greg to like get a picture with him with the Hulk hands. And I'm like, there's Bob, like, this is what they're here to do this. I've met Greg. I'd met Greg like once before. I don't, know him. But he'd been to our local shop, and he was the nicest person in the world. And, got a great picture of him and my brother, the Hulk hands, like the whole thing. My brother loved it. So that was great meeting him, and it was exactly what like my brother like wanted out of it. And Greg's fantastic. I've had him on my show since a couple of times. I love chatting with him. The other one was, we went one year, and Cullen Bunn was going to be there, and the same thing. My brother is a huge fan of Cullen Bunn, and so we got in line, and I wanted to run across the street to the bar, and because we had to wait to get in, they hadn't opened yet, and my brother's like, I don't want to go. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm just going to go sit and have a beer, and then I'll walk back.
Right.
Do you mind waiting in line? He's like, no. So I run across the street. I sit at the bar, and unless you're doing a podcast or going to a lot of conventions, you don't know what anybody like really looks like in terms of comics. So I sit down at the bar, and the guy to my left looks a little like a Cullen Bunn. So I'm not really sure. So I order a beer. I talk to the bartender, and I'm like, hey, what are all these people doing here? Like walking around in costume and stuff. I acted like I had no idea what was going on. And she said, oh, I think there's some type of comic convention. And I was like, oh yeah, the comic convention. My brother was talking about wanting to go to that because he really wanted to meet somebody that was going to be there. And the guy to my left goes, oh yeah, who'd your brother want to meet? And I was like, oh, I don't know, this writer Cullen Bunn. And he puts his hand out and he goes, I'm Cullen Bunn. And I was like, I thought so. And I'm like, yeah, we're really going to Baltimore. I was just saying that because I didn't know how to ask, were you Cullen Bunn? And so I said, can we get a picture? So I take a couple of pictures of me and him, a couple of selfies, finish my beer, tell him, great, nice meeting you. And then I walk back over, get in line with my brother. And then we walk around to a couple of people. And Cullen at that time was signing at a big Aftershock booth.
Right.
And we turn the corner, to go there next, and my brother has like his Darth Maul book, and he's got
Right.
something else. And Cullen goes, "Hey Jimmy, how you doing?"
That's awesome.
And I showed my brother the picture that like we had a beer over at the bar across the street. My brother was pissed. He was so mad.
Oh my God. So first thing I just need to say, one, we have had Greg Pak on. We had him on in February. He is fantastic. And I met him a bunch at other cons. He is just so delightful. Second thing, we've had Cullen Bunn on our show a few times. We actually have him on later this month. He's coming back. It's like his third time coming on. And
awesome.
Our co-host Kari is a huge fan. Like, say this is our lineup for so far the rest of this month. And
actually just real quick, since I have the website up, Cullen's coming April 21st. But if you want to learn more about Jimmy, he's top of the page right now, and what we're doing to all the creators coming on, they do have a creator hub where you can learn all about Jimmy and some recommended reading, and also links to your website, your Blue Sky, your Twitter. So if you want to follow Jimmy, definitely head on over to our website.
Our website's getting
Leo, the promotion was good. We need to work on segues.
Yeah, that
segues.
I need to just jam myself in whenever I can, because it is
segues. Listen, that is at least a B-. Okay, but I'm telling you, when we get you on segues, smooth on the water.
No, but there are no segues with you, Drew.
No, first things first, that is a lie. Okay, that is lazy talk, and I will not accept it. But moving on. So we've had Cullen on, and Kari is a huge Harrow County fan. It's the book he did with Tyler Crook, who we have on later this month. Yeah. And she got like the huge omnibus that is like I call it the God Killer, because it's just this thick book that I'm just like, you could kill someone with this. Like, good Lord.
Like an old school Bible.
Yeah, it's like a Harrow County Bible. And she went to, I think, like GalaxyCon last year, and she had it like in her bag. So she's just like, oh, and she brought it to Cullen, and he was like, what? You brought this here? Like, yeah, like this is like, of course. And he signed it, and he loved it. But he is the nicest guy. And I've met him before. He is the most pleasant, funny guy who writes some of the most fucked up, crazy shit.
Off?
What?
Is Cullen the one that took his shirt off? No,
that was Dean Haspiel.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Jimmy. It gets crazy on the show. Like, it's not exactly Jerry Springer meets comic books, but we've seen some things.
It sounds like it. Sounds like.
Oh yeah, and that's how we started the show. Funny enough, but we're getting upside ourselves. Talk about segues.
Yeah.
But no, both of those creators you mentioned, Greg and Cullen, they're two of the nicest, most creative people. And I mean, when we've been to Terrificon, sometimes you never know. Like, at our booth, people just walk by. We're just like, oh, hey, there's this person. Like, literally, we were at Terrificon last year, and Jar, with his eagle eyes, because he's, what we called his prescription.
Well, we're at the same height, so.
Yeah, but Mark Silvestri is just walking by from and I'm like, what? That's Mark Silvestri. That's, Uncanny X-Men, fucking The Darkness and stuff. And Jar's is like, oh, hey, Mark, just want to say, we're all huge fans. Would you mind taking a photo? So we just have a photo with Mark Silvestri. It cost us nothing. And then he was like, hey, man, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Just kept on going. Like, Leo, didn't we have Jonathan Hickman was passing by, and we just told him how much we loved his work, especially at Ultimate Spider-Man. He was like, oh, wow, thanks, man. And just kept walking. I was like, doesn't cost anything for a compliment, guys. And you never know, because before you know it, you're their drinking buddy. Is that right, Jimmy?
Yeah, that's how it happens.
I have a similar story, but with George Perez with your Cullen Bunn, except for it didn't end as well.
Oh my God! Whoa, I've never heard this story. Go.
Okay, well, it's nothing long or anything. I was walking down the street going to a Connecticut Comic Con or
It
one
was.
of the cons down in
I know the
Connecticut.
year you're talking about. It was Connecticut Comic Con.
Okay. And I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts, and this man wearing a Hawaiian shirt who looks an awful lot like George Perez is walking the other way. And he stops me and says, "Hey, do you know where," in his accent, "do you know where con is?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's right over there. We're not too far away." And I'm still like, "Is that George? Is it not?" And so I ask, I'm like, are you George Perez? And he's like, no. It just keeps walking away. Later on, I see him sitting at his table. I'm like, dude.
You were.
George Perez lied to me.
I was lied to.
I got, it's funny, Jar. I was at the same con. We hadn't crossed paths. We weren't working like we are now.
No.
I was at the same con. I have a photo of me and him with that same Hawaiian shirt. And to this day, I still regret that I did not give him $40 to get a sketch.
For real.
Like, this is still, because that was back in the day. He was still doing his marathon sketch sessions. $40, Jimmy. $40. Wow. I could have had a George Perez original. Why?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
That was a literally in Arrested Development, Will Arnett voice. I've made a huge mistake. You know, the precursor Lego Batman.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to ask this, Leo. I'm really sorry, buddy. I'm trying to remember that. What did you think of the book?
Well, I did mention this after a show one time after we read it, and so I really did thoroughly enjoy it. But Jimmy, you have to realize I'm broken, severely broken.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't give you a hug right now as you say that, but continue, you broken man.
It's okay. But I do have to say, while reading it, my mind went dark. Like, I thought the Yeti was apparently, in my mind, I was thinking ahead that the sister passed away and the Yeti was her coping mechanism with it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Lord,
yeah,
Leo.
Whoa. I'm sorry, Jimmy Brokeson. Like, good Lord. like what Sixth Sense shit are you reading? Like,
yeah. So it's so it's like Sixth Sense. So Perry passed away, and only Penny can see her, and the Yeti is like her coping mechanism.
Yep.
That her. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Here's
all
book
right.
3.
I was joyed that wasn't the case, but yeah, that's where my mind was going.
Leo,
right, well,
Leo, when we're done, I want you to go ask me. I want you to go ask your life for a hug, and perhaps a sandwich, because good Lord,
I'd like a sandwich.
Yeah, well, you know what? You go ask Emily to get you a sandwich, and I guarantee what she'll say is, "Make it yourself."
Make it yourself. Yeah.
yeah, that is. I mean, you know, it's not a bad premise. It's just it is dark. It is dark though. But, yeah.
God damn it! Oh my God! It's nervous laughter. It's nervous laughter. Oh God! Like, I was like, Leo, he's gonna remember this now. You know, it's gonna be like, well, you know, one person, and people are gonna be like, I guarantee, Leo, he's gonna tell that to anybody, and someone's like, wow, that's dark. Like, other people are gonna be like, is he okay? And then the cycle continues of, are you all right? So.
Overall, Jimmy, what do you hope that kids and adults take away from the book? Because like there's a lot of messages beyond the pop culture ones.
Yeah, a couple of things. I really wanted something that I thought younger readers, your kids just learning how to read, or kids who had recently just learned how to read. I really wanted something that kids like could read with parents, only because I mean, I read a lot of stuff to my kids, you know, but now that they're older, I read stuff with them. I mean, now I've gotten to a point, where Penny basically, my Penny, basically reads to me. She doesn't
nice.
need me to read anymore, but like she still likes to read before bed, and we hang out for a little bit, and she'll read like for 20 minutes or so before she goes to bed.
That's
but
great.
we read a lot of stuff together, and I wanted something that, it's always nice when we're reading stuff to the kids and it's something that I, also enjoy. Like comic wise, I'm going to forget the artist and I feel terrible, but the writer of it, Kelly Thompson, she did a series a few years ago called Mega Princess. And it was about like a princess and her pony. And the princess really wants to be a detective and she has to look for her missing brother. But it's a phenomenal, like 5-issue series that they collected. And I really enjoyed it too. So when I like read it to Charlotte when, she was little, I mean, she practically had the issues memorized. She wanted to read it so much. And it's so much better when you're reading stuff to your kids or reading something with them and like you get something out of it as a parent, whether or not it's just funny or it's the art's great or it's a really good book. But it's something you look forward to doing. So
yeah,
mainly I for stuff that parents were reading with kids, I wanted the parents to get something out of it too. I wanted the kids that they could enjoy the story. They would love the fun adventure stuff of Penny and the Yeti, and that parents would enjoy reading the book as well and enjoy reading it with their kids. But for kids that maybe are a little older and could possibly be going through something like Penny and Perry, or that have friends that they know are going through something like that, they kind of get a little glimpse into what that is like. And, maybe it helps them to talk about the stuff that's going on in their home that maybe they can't figure out quite how to articulate,
And first thing, guys, I hate that we can't just wrap the show up on that. What a wonderful ending that would have been, and we just ruined it by talking. Oh, Kari wanted to pop in. Hey, Kari says, "Hey guys, gonna be heading out the door.
You.
Wanted to pop in, say hi to Jimmy, tell him I appreciate that in the book he treats children like humans and takes them seriously. He appreciates you, Kari, rather than talking down to them. It's great that you validate their feelings."
Awesome.
Agreed.
Well, thank you so much, Kari.
As you said, this is kind of a great book for friends of people that are going through this kind of situation, because it helps them to understand that, like, my friend's having a bad day and there's a reason behind it.
Yeah, and it's okay that you're having the bad day. I mean, that, like, the kind of near when it starts to wrap up, it kind of felt to me like, again, where my pop culture brain goes, it's kind of like the ending of Mrs. Doubtfire, where they're talking about, where you have that kid who's talking about the divorce, and Mrs. Doubtfire is talking kind of to all of us, but also kind of to Sally Field as she's watching. It's just that sometimes they'll love you, but sometimes mom and dad are better when they're apart. And sometimes, a family isn't just mom and dad. Sometimes it's grandma and grandpa. Sometimes it's your aunt. Sometimes it's a family friend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the titles, as long as you are loved. As long as you appreciate that a family isn't always, genetics. It's the family you make, and it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be good days and bad days, and you can't always assume the responsibility that it's your job to fix it. Sometimes things just are what they are, and it's okay. Like, it's like her friend in the book. She was like, "Listen, my family went through this. My parents got divorced, and it really for the better." It's just hard because I think, again, when you're laying down foundations, they see mommy and daddy, and then mom and dad, but they're not living together, and mom and dad have maybe a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend. It's a lot because they're used to something, and then you're changing it. But if it's for the best, and if they're still loved and appreciated, then it'll all kind of balance itself out, right?
Hopefully.
I mean, you hope that, you hope that it does. I mean, we were very conscious while we were putting the story together, like Amber and I, as well as the two editors. We had Stephanie Brooks first, and then Teddy Leo came in for Papercutz, but we were very conscious. Like, we didn't want kids whose parents had gone through a divorce, like, feel bad reading the book. Like, we didn't want to try and say that, like, this is the right answer. Like, you have to stay together and
Right.
you know, or like, we wanted it to just the focus to be on like how Penny and Perry were dealing with the situation in the house. Like, I think what most people can relate to in terms of, even if you don't have a house where there's a lot of arguing, but if you're ever been in any situation, even as an adult, where somebody else is arguing and you're right there in the middle of it, that stress, that tension, that, you know, awkwardness. But if you are living in a situation where you're dealing with that a lot of the time, like, that affects you even if you don't think it does. Even if somebody isn't yelling at you or telling you did something wrong or whatever it might be, like, when you're in that situation in the home, I think it can really weigh on kids. And I think it's sometimes parents, you know, I recognize this in my own house sometimes, and my friends as well. Like, sometimes we don't think, oh, because we're not in direct conflict with like the kids, we're not telling them they did anything wrong, that, you know, our argument is between us as parents or partners, and it's not really having an impact on the kids. And I think it does. I think living in that stressful environment can impact you. And I think kids have a difficult time kind of, you know, speaking to that or speaking up about it. So, you know,
absolutely. And Perry said that. I mean, Perry's monologue near the end, I was like, wow, what a great way to just address it in a way to show the growth and the what you just said, the knowledge that it's not perfect. Like, you have to not act like you're the only two people in this house. There are other people here. Also, I just remembered where the dad thought I'm sorry, thought I saw something. Where the dad,
I think maybe you were haunted. I didn't know what had just happened.
Yeah, I thought
somebody just broke in.
You know, I just had one of those moments where I thought I saw something move and I jumped, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" It's okay. I'm good. It's just, I was like,
all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's where Perry saw, the dad saw Penny, the Yeti, and it was like, is that a bear? I'm like, Dad, no, it's not a bear. I'm a Yeti. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was funny. I love that too. I was like, oh my God. Especially because you're like, oh, I was inspired by the bear. I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, which one? Is it the DiCaprio or the cooking show? I got really concerned. I was like, I didn't hear anybody say yes, chef. Although that would explain. What? No, wait a second. I was like, there's the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, blowing my mind.
You want to? Speaking of bears, though, something funny I found out the other day, because I Googled the name or looked it up on Amazon, like Penny and the Yeti, just to see, because sometimes they'll get like advance, because there's already like 4 or 5 reviews on Goodreads. So like if somebody got like a NetGalley arc or whatever. So I looked it up on Amazon, and you know, Amazon will do like, you could bundle these 3 books together. And one was Penny and the Yeti, and one was just like a book about animals. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. And the third one was one called Befriending the Bear, which is like a slow burn male on male romance. I'm like, I don't think people are buying these books together at all.
Try again.
Somebody use AI to compile that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not my algorithm, is it? What's going on?
That's one of those where. Okay, I know I said I wanted to reach this. I know I wanted to reach audiences. This wasn't the one I intended, but I mean, money is green, so okay. Like, that was just, I was like, bold choice, Amazon. Bold choice there. You know,
Jim, I thought you were gonna say it's another indie writer we've had on. If you give a bear a bong.
Oh my God.
I thought you were gonna say
one.
Who's on with that?
Yeah.
Who the hell said that?
If you give a bear a bong.
Sam, Mr. Dorino. He has that series of books. If you give a bear a bong, if you give a dog, what is it?
Okay, Leo, I swear to God, man, this wasn't that guy.
I need to be reading these. No.
Yeah,
written by Sam Miserandino, illustrated by Mike Odom. If you give a bear a bong,
I'm done. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't remember Dr. Seuss writing
Is
that
that
one.
like kids' adaptation of Cocaine Bear?
Well, I think it's like
I'm sorry.
It's a play
what?
on if you. It's a play on if you give a mouse a cookie, right? Isn't that or that's
yeah.
Kids book, right?
Yeah, so he has
give a kitty a cocktail, and if you give a dog a doobie, come on.
Jimmy, I'm going to file that in books you can't write, respectfully. It's not that you can, but to quote Jeff Goldblum, but should you?
We've had him on the show before. Awesome dude. He also if you give a bunny a beer, if you give an elephant edibles. So
all right, Leo, stop, please.
They take a lot of edibles for an elephant.
Leo, you got to stop, man. This is not some creature of the Black Lagoon. Like, no, substitute from Black Lagoon level thing, man. I mean, stop.
Speaking of, actually, Jimmy, in your ideas for book 2, are there going to be other cryptids added?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Sorry.
I mean,
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, Amber and I have talked about it. There, I would love to just, if not have it, at least in a small way, if nothing else, I'd love to and I know Amber would love to draw them. Like, I'd love just the, because she kept putting Perry, because Perry likes cryptids, like the Mothman t-shirt that she put Perry in. I'm like, can we make that? Like, I want that shirt.
And it wasn't it was when we were in Perry's room. She had X-Files. Yeah, she had the X-Files Still Believe, and she just had a big cutout of like the Yeti, and I'm just like, subtle, Jimmy, very subtle. But I
was a huge X-Files fan. Another thing, like that was a huge X-Files fan.
Well, listen, if you have a coffee shop, we end up seeing Amber drives Scully and Mulder just sipping some coffee in the background. I'll be like, I see what you did there. But I mean, I just imagine it. Jar, his 3rd volume, he does League of Extraordinary Cryptids.
Ooh.
There you go. You got, but they're all adorable. So it's like, oh, this is my best friend Nessie, and this is Sassy. I was like, oh my God, they're precious. I was
so Jimmy, what are some of your favorite cryptids?
Oh, my favorite is one called the Squonk. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's Squonk. It's Squonk is how you spell it, but the Squonk is like one known in Pennsylvania, and apparently it's supposed to look like, I don't know, a big pig or like a small hippo, and it's covered in warts and it cries, and that's how people know about the Squonk from its tears. It's just so ridiculous that how did that ever be a thing? How did I just love that. The Squonk is probably one of my favorites. I mean, I like the story of the Mothman, because that's just so bizarre and has so many like moving parts to it, like part prophecy, part they made it's just so strange in terms of the Mothman. I think that one's a lot of fun. They're probably two of my favorite ones, but there's so many different stories throughout the country about unexplained things that I just find kind of fascinating. The stories that we tell ourselves and the creatures that we create when we can't explain something, I just think is really fun.
Amazing.
And what are your standings on Sasquatch? Undiscovered creature or interdimensional being?
Those are my two choices. All right.
Well, you must believe, Jimmy.
Yeah. I would if those are my two choices.
Well, you can add a third or a fourth or whatever.
I would probably go with interdimensional being. I mean, I think it's. I think in terms of land creatures, I think it seems like we would have discovered something by now that no animal could really stay hidden, at least in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, every once in a while, there's like an animal discovered that they thought had become extinct. Like the Tasmanian tiger. You always hear like the last one was killed in like, I don't know, the 1930s, and maybe there is still some out there somewhere in Tasmania. But yeah, I would have to go with interdimensional being. I think I like that idea, and I think
that is crazy. I never thought of Sasquatch as going around and just he has his little.
Well, look, if you subscribe to like the multiverse theory, right? Then every possible iteration,
that's true.
Every decision that you could have made in another universe, you made all the alternate ones. So there are probably universes very close to ours that there's only little differences, and then there's probably ones where everybody's a Sasquatch, and every once in a while somebody just like stumbles into a place where the line between the universes is thin, and then now they're running a coffee shop in Seattle, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, Jimmy, it's okay. I watch Super Mario Bros. I know the multiverse theory of diverging.
Oh, see, I was thinking Fringe.
Yeah, that's whatever. Doesn't matter. The point being, it doesn't matter the theory. It's the same way I've always felt about Nessie. I was like, listen, there's clearly something there. Can we all just leave it alone and let Nessie do their thing? They was like, oh, we got to catch and fight. Why? Can we just enjoy that there are some things that we can't explain and then just enjoy settling it? But no, we got a card catalog and slice and dissect. It's like, yeah, can we just leave things alone? Like, just listen, haven't caught her yet. She's out there, not bothering anybody. So just chill. The same thing about Sasquatch, Yeti, all these things. I'm like, one, they've evaded capture for all this time, and people have tried. So I'm just like, guys, just like when they become a threat, there's a difference. Like, okay. But if they're just minding their own fucking business like everybody else, like with all due respect, cool. Just stay out of my goddamn yard. Like, right?
Don't poop here.
Yeah, exactly. Like
don't poop here. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't poop here. Don't eat my goats and leave everybody, and just don't piss in my lake. Boom, done. Simple.
I like to think that there are things out there that we haven't fully explained yet, but yeah, I agree. We should just leave that. We should just leave that stuff alone.
It's the same thing. Like when they're, oh yeah, we're gonna, like, it's basically whenever we're gonna explore this, we're gonna explore that. I was like, has anybody seen a horror movie? This is exactly how it starts.
Isn't that what happened to that? I forget what religious group they went to convert the cannibals of some island or whatever, and they got eaten.
Yeah,
it was just like, what did you think was going to happen?
What did you think was good? Like it's just it's every horror movie I've ever watched. It's just like, no, stay away. Just keep a respect. Be like, that's over there. We're going to stay here. That's over. If it comes to us different, we fight back. But we do not come to it. We do not open that door and say, come on. I brought hors d'oeuvres. I'm like, but then some, but guys, now my feelings. It's the same thing I feel about the supernatural. I was like, some of you are very smart, and some of you are so dumb. Oh, so dumb. And just like Jar, I was like, well, what did we think? You brought a Ouija board to the scene of a murder. What did you think was going to happen? And everyone was like, morons. Leo, are you going to ask your famous question? The coming up in the end.
Yeah.
What's the ding?
I don't know. Is that an alarm?
I thought that was to get our attention.
Yeah, I was like, all right, is that what we're doing when we're time to wrap it up? Like, ding, 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 ding.
Leo's lunch is done.
Yeah, exactly. Leo, the Pop-Tarts are done. Your toaster strudel is ready.
The Spotlight Cam AI is creeping me out.
No.
Okay.
Oh my. Not
Oh,
the spot,
yeah.
not the camp. Creepy. Oh boy.
No, we are approaching that time. One question before we do the final question. Speaking of cryptids and everything, Jimmy, do you follow anything going on with the investigations at Skinwalker Ranch?
I'm not. I mean, I know about the show, but I don't really follow it that closely.
Okay, no worries.
Damn it.
Is there a follow-up question? Is there a do you believe
No.
this or
Well, I mean, the investigation's going on. It's pretty cool what they've been finding. But recently they found a jaw of a creature, and they had it investigated, and it appears to be a dire wolf.
Which they just brought back.
Oh.
Well, yeah, they were working on bringing back a dire wolf. Yeah,
I think they have
cloning.
What did I just say about horror movies? Like, did we learn nothing from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Like, just to quote the late Ron Reagan, just say no.
I thought that was Nancy Reagan.
I don't care. The point being is that Reagan said it, and the answer was say no. It was saying no to drugs, which we know was bullshit, but now say no to all potential horror movie scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah. I think animals, some animals that went extinct, we probably should not be bringing back, even if we could. We shouldn't bring dinosaurs back if we could, like Jurassic Park. It's always a bad idea.
Not even the non-meeting ones.
I wouldn't mind if they brought back the dodo. I think that's they
the same
I
thing.
think ones that we hunted extinct might.
Yes, like the water, like the bison, water buffalo. Bring that back. Yes, that's one of those guys. This was our bad, so we will leave you alone.
Tigers, so I draw the line.
Bisons are around because they make bison burgers.
Okay, you know what, Leo? The point being is that things that we just said, things that we are responsible for bringing, we clone those. We bring those back so people know what they are and say, well, back in the day, I was like, okay, it's an animal, not a ride at Disney World. Let's get it straight here. Not, oh, hey, do you remember? No, I don't. But
we should be bringing back a megalodon or something.
No megalodons. The ocean is scary enough. We already got giant squids, man. We can't bring back that too. No.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't want any. There's enough stuff in the ocean.
That's why I don't do Leo. I told you that's why I don't do cruises. I'm terrified of giant squids.
Yeah,
okay,
I wouldn't cruise, but I'm terrified of being in the ocean. I'll ride on top of it, but in it, no, thank you.
I again, and it's funny because it started as a joke, but it's kind of legitimately become a fear. I'm like, and it's not even like a Cthulhu thing. It's just literally, I'm like, they had those stories for a reason. The giant, like the Kraken, it's most likely y'all got fucked up by a giant squid. Okay, and again, every time, this thing washes on the shore, I'm like, you see how big that thing is? What killed that? Something bigger. Stay, again, like Rob Schneider in Jaws, stay out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
I will go on a boat. I'll go fishing on a boat. Right. I've done that a couple of times. That's fine. I don't want to be on a cruise where I'm stuck there for an extended period of time. And I don't even like watching stuff, even documentaries.
No.
Not mention horror films. It's called thalassophobia. It's a fear of deep water.
Yep.
Even documentaries that pop up of whales, I hate looking at it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable when that camera goes underwater. And I'm no, thank you.
Right. And then you see the things down there and you're just again, what did I say? No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you. You proved my point. Move on. Yeah. Get above the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the people shark fishing on a kayak or something like that. And
And you know what, Leo? When it's something like that, I was like, you know what? Maybe we need to thin the herd a little bit because clearly idiots. It's the same way I felt when people were doing dumb shit in COVID. I was like, maybe we need to thin the herd a little bit right now because some of y'all really aren't getting it. Like respect, like again, respectfully.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. So, Jimmy, I do. Before we go, I do have to ask.
Okay.
And I hate to say it, Leo. Sorry, I'm stealing your question. When you're not doing everything you've talked about, what do you dork out about? Like, what is your thing, man? And on top of it, are you going to any conventions or any events that people can see you? And what is the best social media? So, 3 questions.
Okay, sure. Lots of stuff. Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky at Jimmy Gaspero. I do have a TikTok at Jimmy Gaspero as well. You can go there. Yeah, I'll definitely be at Baltimore again this year, and I'm probably going to do my best to make it to New York Comic-Con this year. I'm not sure where else I'll be going.
Nice.
And yeah, I what do I dork out about? I mean, a lot of stuff, I guess. I mean, I love comics. I've been reading a bunch of great comics recently, so I always love reading comics. And TV is probably my other one. I just started watching, in terms of recent stuff, I just started watching Paradise, which I'm only on the first season.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
I kind of like that, but I was a huge fan of Lost when that was on. Like, I could nerd out about Lost for a very, very long time.
I'm with
that was
you on
one of
that
my
one.
favorite shows of all time. So I can Drew.
I even like the
No,
but
it-
I don't mind.
I like
it-
Lost.
It's where it went, Jimmy. It's what it did. Okay, it was
Yeah,
good for a while, and then it just pooped the bed.
I like the idea though of like a show with a bunch of different, Easter eggs in it and little things, and it was just I don't know, it was appointment television for me. I absolutely loved it. The other thing I nerd out about, like, I'm a big fan of comedy. Like, I love stand-up comedy. I love
Nice.
like comedy, TV shows, like comedic TV shows, and I even like the new turn to kind of have a real mix of like comedy and drama shows like Ted Lasso, Shrinking, the new Steve Carell show, Rooster. I've checked out, and I've seen the first 2 episodes of that, and I've enjoyed that. Yeah, that's
Are you
stuff like
are you
that.
watching the pit?
I started watching the Pit, the second season. I haven't watched the first one, but my wife did, and then I just had come upstairs and kind of sat down when she started the first episode of the second season, and I just started watching from there. And yeah, I really like it. I'm enjoying it.
I can't watch those shows. My wife's a nurse, and she just sits there and picks apart the things that are all wrong. And I tried the Pit with her because everybody was like, "Oh, it's so close to reality," blah blah blah. So it sat her down, and she's like, "Oh,
Bullshit.
they're incubating person who's awake. You can't incubate a person who's awake." Blah blah blah. I'm just like, okay, this is a great.
Okay,
show.
Jar, that's okay. Everyone's asleep. I'm gonna watch it now. This is my me time.
I don't
Yeah.
have that me time. There's so many shows to watch right now.
You got to choose your battles, buddy.
Yeah.
Love is a battlefield, and so
Gotcha.
is TV.
But I get that though, because like I can't watch lawyer shows with my wife because like it's hard to keep quiet. So she watched Suits and she watched The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, and I mean, I think I sat down for like 1 episode of The Lincoln Lawyer, and he did something. It was like whatever courtroom it was a criminal defense case in the courtroom, and he was like trying to surprise the other side, and I was just like, you can't do that. Like, you have discovery.
Oh yeah, you have discovery.
You can't just surprise the other side. Like, I love My Cousin Vinny, but that's the most ridiculous thing, that he's got to go on a fishing trip with the DA to look at his file. It's like, he's got to give you that. There's a case, USV Brady. They got to give you the exculpatory evidence.
Jim, we're coming to Jim. We're coming to the end. Calm down.
I'm coming in hot. You know what? I'm really passionate about law shows.
Woosah, Jim.
Ooh, okay, I'm better. I'm better.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Jim. Leo, you want to sign us off?
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody for watching this fine, not evening, but afternoon. Definitely check out Penny and the Yeti. So Jimmy, where can people get Penny and the Yeti when it comes out?
Yeah, they can get Penny and the Yeti from the Papercutz website. Actually, I think if you sign up for like the Papercutz newsletter, you might still be able to get 25% off, but you can get it from there, and you can get it from anywhere else that you get your books. or your local comic book shop. Let them know that you want a copy of it. That's a great way to do it. Or tell your local library to get a copy of Penny and the Yeti, and that way your whole community can enjoy it.
Awesome.
Done.
Yeah. Jar Jar.
Oh, follow me on Twitch, people. Come check me out. I'm playing all sorts of great games and having great conversation, building a community there. It's really great. I find the people I get to talk to and interact with to be some of the most down to earth people I've had the pleasure of hanging out with. So come check me out on Twitch.
Awesome. Mr. Drew.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciated it. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on our YouTube page. You can follow us. As you can tell, it's been a crazy year already, and it's still going to get crazier. Join us next week when we have the awesome artist creator Sean Crystal on. We're going to be talking to him about some of his past work with Marvel and some of his upcoming creator-owned stuff. It's going to be really great. And we have some other guests that we hinted at here, like Tyler Crook and Cullen Bunn are also going to be joining us sometime this month. So when? You're going to have to stick around to find out. Oh, right. And if you need me,
or go to our website.
Or go to the website.
Oh, yeah. And I'm you can find me on my social medias. It's the same name, same guy. So yeah.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere and I'm nowhere, like a cryptid does. But till then, everybody, we still believe you. And thank you so much for joining us. Happy weekend. Easter, life. Good.
Yeah, it is Easter weekend.
Yep.